Wow, that was the worst experience of my life. I will never do that again. Raise your hands if that's something you've ever said before in life. I've got a few hands. The rest of you must be liars. It's all right. Contest, chair, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. What if something horrible happened to you? What if something that was less than desirable happened to you? What happens if it came to you a second time? Would you embrace it, or would you quickly step back and run away? What if the second time that it comes up is actually exactly what you need to take you from one place that you are to the place where you're supposed to be? What if the second time around is exactly what you need? Let me take you back to about 1986 when I was about 11 years old. And my mother told my sister and I that we were going to see our grandmother and our aunt in New York City. And we're going to take the train. Well, that's not the hard part. You see, because I love the train. I took train studies in school, so I know all about trains. I'm an expert because I took the GO train, I've taken the TTC train, so I know everything there is to ride a train. See, because a train is a train is a train, except for this particular train. See, there are three things that I had to experience that made my experience less than desirable. The first was trust. See, we were taking the train at nighttime, and I'm 11 years old. I have to trust a stranger, someone who doesn't know me and I don't know them, to operate a vehicle from my homeland of Canada all the way to a different country. I'm supposed to trust this person? My mom said don't talk to strangers, and I gotta trust the one? That doesn't make any sense. So my trust was at hand. What do you do with something or someone that you're not so sure about? The second part, my comfort. Now those big, luxurious leather chairs that, at our age, ladies and gentlemen, when we sit down, feel oh so nice on our bones. But when you're 11, it's 3 times the size of you. It's made of leather, which means you can't sit still. You're slipping, you're sliding, you got the armrest is hitting you inside your ribs. The lady beside you says, sit down, son, behave yourself. At 11 years old, how am I supposed to be comfortable in this chair? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The third thing, routine. How many people have routines? Yep, something we do every single day and all the time because we're used to it. On Saturday, at 11 years old, what's my routine? I wake up early and I watch cartoons. Thank you very much. And I have a great big breakfast. 2 things I've done my entire life. Well, you ever been on those trains? It's overpriced food, ladies and gentlemen. There's no McDonald's, so I'm not going to get my Happy Meal. Second thing is there's no television. So how am I going to watch my cartoons? They got these things made out of paper with words on it. Magazines? Listen, I read 5 days a week. I'm not reading on my day off. Forget this. So 3 things happened, made this trip less than desirable. I got home, sat on my bed, and I said, this is the worst experience of my life. I will never do this again. And for 30 years, I've avoided the train ever since. My friends say, Clement, let's go to New York City. I'm like, all right, let's take the train. No, not at all. Why is that the case? Because I was stuck 30 years in the past. My mind was stuck 30 years saying, this might happen again. This might not be the way it's supposed to be. And how many have heard this word? Once bitten, twice. Why would I do it again? I fly because I love flying. I refuse to put myself in a position that may be less than desirable. Until September of 2016 when I had to bury my aunt in New York City. See, I flew to meet my mom, and my mom took the train back. So I decided to take the train with her. But something changed. So, see, something was different. And I couldn't figure out the reason why. See, a train is a train. The food's still overpriced. The chairs are still not comfortable, and there's no television. But why was this experience better? I changed. See, my attitude had changed. And I realized, ladies and gentlemen, that any situation you walk into, your attitude can change the atmosphere. See, I walked in saying, I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to have a great trip. I'm not going to let the past affect my future. And what happened? I had a great conversation with my mom for 11 hours. And I don't know how people have conversations with their parents for that long, but it was actually fun. My mom's actually funny. Didn't know that. The food, yeah, it was overpriced. But see, my mom knows her baby boy, so she brought food. See, I wouldn't have experienced that. And of course, I didn't trust that the train driver operator knew where he was going. What about you? Well, what experiences have you faced? Maybe you wanted an entrepreneurial job. Maybe you wanted to do something exciting and it didn't do so well. You lost your money, you lost your friends, you lost your mind, and you said, I'm never doing this again. What if it came back a second time? How about a relationship that was sweet like honey in the beginning and then turned sour like lemon? If another relationship came up, what would you do? Would you embrace it or would you step back? See, Gandhi has a saying, he says, be the change if you want to be. So if you want change to happen in your life, change your attitude, change your perspective, change the way you see things. Because I learned to trust more. I learned that my comfort can be my dead zone because I'm afraid to expand, to experiment. And sometimes my routine has to change because life changes. Will I adapt or die? 3 things, ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you that the next time something that was less desirable the first time comes up, maybe you need to take it. Because maybe the second time around is exactly what you need. Contest chair.